often asked about earthquakes and other seismic issues in the state. First Warning Weather's David Yeomans is here as a state's oil and natural gas regulator hires an earthquake expert in the wake of growing concerns.
That's right. Well, Jim, there were several dozen earthquakes in North Texas just during the last several months of 2013, and that's worried folks up there that it could be connected to oil and natural gas drilling. Now, UT researcher Dr. Cliff Froelich is the state's foremost expert on earthquakes relating to natural gas fracking, and he says by hiring a seismologist, the Railroad Commission is paying closer attention to the issue. Froelich says seismologists have known that since the 1960s that the disposal of so-called frack fluids, a mix of water and chemicals, can cause earthquakes. But until recently, most of those quakes have been in unpopulated areas. He's been involved in the research that's looking at what's causing the recent earthquakes near Dallas-Fort Worth, which before fracking moved into that area were nearly unheard of.
And when you locate the earthquakes, then you look around and say what's nearby. And I've had papers showing that these earthquakes are close to injection wells.
Dr. Froelich says that instead of injecting the water and chemicals into the ground after the fracking process, companies could treat the fluid, as is done with sewage, but that technique is much more expensive. In the studio, David Yeomans, KXAN News.
While most of the drilling-connected earthquakes have been in West and North Texas, oil and natural gas production is closer than you might expect. The Eagle Ford Shale region currently has 7,300 active oil and natural gas wells in South Texas, but some of the work reaches up into Fayette, Lee, and Bastrop counties. Another 5,400 wells have permits, too.